So this pack, Twin Strike is pretty nice. 5 mana, deal 2 damage to both things. It's pretty difficult to get Hellbent in my experience unless you're playing a pretty aggressive deck. But I think this card's good enough. Like, the upside on this thing is insane, right? Otherwise, there's Helium Squirter as effectively 5 mana 3/3 flyer. Bounce Land's always good. Plumes of Peace is fine. But I think I'm going to take this Twin Strike to start. It's a little bit greedy, but I think even on the splash, it's just a fine card. The Biomantic Mastery is sweet, but I think it's just a little bit too slow. It does draw you a ton of cards, but it's not really where I want to be. So I'll kind of pigeonhole myself into red-black here to start, which I'm not a huge fan of, but see how it goes. Okay, what are we looking at here? 4 mana 3/2 flyer. It's always fine. 2 mana, make a 1/1 flyer with buyback, sack a land. This could be really annoying in a very slow game. 2 mana 3/3. I don't like that. I do like Anarchist. Only gets a sorcery. This is an instant, so it's not amazing. 4 mana 4/5. Ooh, no, that downside's brutal. This is pretty terrible as well. So I'm looking at the flyer or the flyer maker. I'm going to try the Pegasus Stampede. I really have no idea how good this card is. It feels like it has a pretty high ceiling. So I'm going to see what it's all about. Kind of reminds me of like Goblin Trenches, but like many times less busted, of course. You could see taking the Anarchist there if you wanted to try to stay on theme. But it's a bit narrow for my tastes. I prefer something that gets an instant or sorcery back. Got a couple decent ones here. Clear Shot is excellent. There's also Alchemist's Greeting, but I don't really want to force red if it's not open. So I think drafting the open colors is one of the most important things in this format. There's also Wretched Griff, a card I quite like. I think Clear Shot's the best card in the pack, so I'm tempted to take that. Could take the Greeting to try to go with the Twin Strike, but then I have 2 clunky 5 mana removal spells. The Cryptolith Fragment as a Manolith is definitely interesting too. Does make each player lose a life though, which is generally not an effect you want in that kind of deck. So I think I'm just going to take this Clear Shot, since in my opinion it's the best card. I could see taking the Wretched Griff too. I think it's fairly close behind as the next best card, but Clear Shot it is for me. Okay, so we've got a Gnarled Mass now. I'm always a fan of 3 mana 3/3s in Limited, except for nowadays. Now they're finally starting to get a bit worse. I think it's pretty clearly the best card in the pack. 5 mana 5/3 next to it. Blessing of Leeches. I always want to try this card, and I never end up playing it. I think almost everything else here is unplayable, so let's just save a little bit of time and take the Gnarled Mass. Okay. So now I'm looking at Divination, Tragic Slip. Reap the Seagraph is quite nice, but we're not in those 2 colors. Wild Hunger is probably solid, but I don't think it's the best card in the pack. When you can play the Flashback, I think it's pretty nice. The Quiver is super slow. I don't think it's quite good enough. It's going to be a Divination or a Slip. I think I'm going to take the Tragic Slip. We can maybe audible into splashing the Twin Strike. We are in green right now, which means we're likely to pick up as much fixing as we can compared to the other colors, so we could end up green, black, splash red. And I don't think Divination's like amazing or anything. It's definitely good though, don't get me wrong. So in this pack, 4 mana 5/2. Ooh, and if you have a mountain, it has Menace. So we have outs to be red-green here, and that'd be pretty nice. Could be red-green splash black even. 4 mana, make a 4/2, trample, and then the land comes back. These cards are medium, I think. I think I'd rather take the Summit Apes. 5 mana 3/3 first strike is not amazing. This land, it's not the +2/+0 land. And then this thing, oh, Twitch. I've heard of Twitch. In fact, Twitch might have even heard of me. But I'm going to take the Summit Apes here. I think it's just fine. Um, okay. 6 mana, 6/4. Not the most exciting card ever, but I mean, this is a Kamigawa pack in Chaos, so if there's a card that looks like close to playable, I'm just going to take it. What's up? Hey, good to see you, Randall. I assume you are jamming the Chaos queues as well. I mean, there's no cube up right now, which means Chaos is pretty much your only other option. 3 mana, 2/1 first strike seems playable as well. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take this Night Soil Kami. Just found out Chaos was up. Yup. Best format of all time. It's back. So we've got a Rift Sweeper here. Just kind of a Grizzly Bear. But we're a little bit high in terms of curve. This thing is not currently going to work for us. Plating seems a bit slow. Quiet Disrepair is probably a decent sideboard card. I think I'm just going to take the Sweeper. It's not a card that I'm excited about, but I think it's a card I can put in my deck. And at this point in the draft, I think I'm just okay with that. Salt Skitter's fine. The drawback is pretty real on it. And the Hench Fiend, I think, is better, but it's just a little bit too greedy, I think, to try to go into that from here. Okay. This was one of the best cards in the pack, and it wheeled, so that's pretty strange. Karam is kind of a nice gotcha card. I don't like anything else, so yeah, I'm just going to take the good card, even if we don't end up playing it. Yeah, I think I remember. I think you sent me a screenshot of that. That's quite the way to answer Obsidat. That's pretty spicy, for sure. 4 mana, 4/5. I mean, it might be the most playable card here. Like, this thing's just terrible. Yeah. I don't think I'm playing this, but there's some potential. 2 mana, 0/3. Not excited about that. Stencia Innkeeper might be okay. 4 mana, 3/3. But we have outs to be red-green with the Summit Apes. We could splash black for the Twin Strike, maybe even the Slip. So I'll take the Innkeeper. Don't think we really have outs to be blue. Let's see. These cards are all terrible. I don't know. We'll take the rare. Sure. Cat. And land. Okay. So Randall, what have you been up to? Haven't seen you in the queues for a long time. Well, I guess since Vintage Cube was up, right? That makes sense. 3 mana, 1/1. Wither. That's a Spectre. It's not bad. Doesn't make them discard at random. Oh, it's that many cards. So if you pump it up, you can potentially get them. But I think I just like taking the Desecrator Hag. It's a really easy to cast kind of Gravedigger effect. This card's hilarious. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Hag. I like the Rendclaw Trow quite a bit too, and I think Una's Grace is potentially pretty strong as well. I did trophy with a crappy red-green deck, I think yesterday, so we might be in crap red-green territory all over again. But right now, this feels like a pretty solid start. Definitely the clear shot pick paid off. We got a few playable green cards in some kind of otherwise tough packs. Fire at Will's very good as well, but yeah, let's just take this. 2 mana, gain 6 life. Chittering Rats, that's a good one. Ooh, 7 mana, 5/4, affinity for forests. So if I have 3 forests, it costs 4 mana. That seems pretty nice. Telgilad Wolf. No. So it's the Chittering Rats or the Tangle Golem. Not locked into black, but we are locked into green. This is pretty tough because I think Chittering Rats might be a better card. Oh. Well, I guess that's one solution. If you get addicted to one thing, just play enough of another game that you eventually aren't as interested anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to take this Tangle Golem. I don't want to risk it with the rats because I think there's a decent shot that we are green-red here. I think the Golem's good enough that it's not embarrassing. Abyssal Gatekeeper. No, thank you. What do you do? 2 mana, 3/2. That is very specific. No thanks. This thing's probably solid. That's not going to work. Tap target creature blocking it? That doesn't do anything. Okay. 3 mana, 2/3. Pay 1 and a green. If you do, no. Okay, so we're taking this, unless this card's good. At end of combat. Yeah, I think we're just taking an Ifrit here. Just going to be like mono green. Going to play this on turn 4 for 3 mana. Realistically, we're not going to be mono green, but right now I'm not seeing anything much better. Fog Elemental. It's not quite as good as the Fog Bank. It's a pretty solid defensive card, but I think the Ifrit is fine. People underrate cards like this. Okay, so now we're seeing Colossal Dreadmaw, kind of classic, strong 6-drop. We do have 6 mana, 6/4, which we would like to replace Entangle Golem, which is comparable in power level. But part of me just wants to take this Hardy Veteran. It's a really good 2-drop, effectively a 2 mana, 2/4 on your turn. Alternately, I could take like the Expel from Orazka to go with the Helium Squirter. Both those cards are pretty good. This card's especially good when you're in blue-green. Suddenly you're giving your 6/4 +1/+1 counter and it gains flying. But I don't think... this is pretty close. This thing's going to make my deck no matter what. This thing is pretty low percentage to make my deck. This is just a solid 2-drop, so continue to play it safe here. Okay, now we're seeing Melancholy, which is a solid black removal spell. Really nothing in red. Brute Force is fine. Dreadmaw is very good in these. Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking just because my curve is pretty high right now, I shouldn't take it, but I could see it being the right pick there. Tap all other creatures. This means that this is the only creature... I don't love this. And because it has Echo 6, if you're not playing it on turn 6 or later, I just don't love it. It's kind of like a green burn spell. I think I'm just going to take this Melancholy and try to play black. Timbermare is not good. Nice. Okay, glad we're on the same page, and also that we had just enough time for me to read that. So yeah, Melancholy it is. Ooh, Crypt Rats. Okay. King Cheetah, 4 mana. This used to be 4 mana? Okay. Let's see. Leadbelly Chimera. Whatever. This is like the same thing. One of them has First Strike and the other has Trample. Sure. Yeah, pretty easy Crypt Rats. We're not going to have too many swamps, which means it's not going to be like completely broken in this deck, but definitely a solid card. Surprised to see it here this late. Two of these because one of them's the foil. This is probably like one of the best cards in the pack, the Order. Two mana, 2/2. We really don't have any outs to be white, but we have like 0 rogues, so none of these other cards are making our deck anyway. So I guess I'll just take the best card. I don't think the other stuff here is really playable. We have one good white card, right? 6 mana, 5/5. Infect attacks each turn of Able. It's probably the best card here. It's not 0% to make our deck. It's definitely better than 5 mana, 3/3 Infect. I mean, this thing's a 2-hit kill, right? So you have to respect it at least a little bit. Unfortunately, Clear Shot does not target players. You cannot just shoot them for 6 Infect. But I think still going to take it. Okay, so we got an Odious Trow. We have Tilling Treefolk. That doesn't do anything. 5 mana, 4/3, blow up a land. It's probably good. Like, I would pay 4 mana for a 4/3 and, like, tacking an extra mana on to blow up a land. You like Nettle Sentinel? I don't think the card is good in general. I think it's good in this deck, so I'll give you that. I think this is just a green beatdown deck. Like, we have no ramp cards, but maybe it is just good in general. 2 mana 1/1 flyer. Meh. I guess this thing is more interesting. Some like infinite combos with that, I think. Okay, 3 mana 2/3. So I guess if we somehow pick up a second one of these, but I don't know if that's even possible. But might as well. There's nothing else going on here, and 3 mana 2/3 is playable if unexciting. Strider Harness. At this point, we're not playing either of the other cards. So we can cut the Innkeeper. I think we're not playing the Twin Strike either. This does not look like a deck that can get Hellbent, and right now we have 0 fixing going into pack 3. But I think this deck is fine. It's nothing special. I like these cards a lot. I don't know why they're still here. I will take the Dreamscape Artist. I'm not even going to read the white card. Just after seeing the blue card, I know it can't be that much worse. Pretend this is a 2-drop. It's close enough. Ooh, Frontier Siege. This has to be good, right? So just 4 mana, give me 2 green mana. Not actually as exciting as I hoped. The flying thing is probably good, especially because this kind of deck, I would imagine, struggles with flyers. 4 mana. Oh. I don't really like this kind of effect. Goblin Heel Cutter is very nice. There's also Reach of Shadows. It's probably just the best card for me here. Map the Wastes is whatever. Yeah, I think I'm just taking the removal spell. I don't think the Frontier Siege is particularly exciting. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, just pass an on-color rare, as you do. Take a removal spell. Ooh, Faceless Butcher, that's a good one. So 4 mana 2/3, exile a creature other than it. So it's like a Fiend Hunter, but it costs 1 more mana, has 1 more power. Problem is, it's double black, so it's going to be a little rough on the mana. That said, it's still a solid card, and there's really nothing else in green. So yeah, pretty easy pick here. Got kind of a surprising amount of removal. Just as I say that, here's another removal spell. I don't know if this card's any good. Gorgon's Head, Mortal's Resolve. Yeah, I don't... This is not a set I know very well. I think I'm going to avoid this. I'm not sure. Maybe it's solid. Looking at this thing, giving things Death Touch when they're already big is not a huge deal. It's good removal. Okay, I guess I'll take it then. I'm getting a bit worried about the double black, because I have like a bunch of double green. I have like affinity for forests. So many of my cards are green, but I guess it's just not a big deal. Yeah, this card is probably solid. Ooh, double on color, 5 mana 3/3. Oh, I mean it's not unplayable, but it's not exactly exciting. And this cycles black red green, black red, red green, red/black green. So yeah, I guess it's the only card for me. Sort of like Remove Soul. Okay, could see that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really... Oh, it does have Devour 2. I think I already knew that, though. Yeah, it doesn't really change a whole lot. Not sure if I'll play it, but we can try. I think this card's a trap, right? I think this card's really bad. Regenerate target creature might actually be better for me at this point. I don't think we can take a Clue Stone and try to splash with this deck. I don't think that's really on the table. And a 1 mana combat trick might actually be fine. So, kind of sad, but it's okay. But you have to remember when you're taking a regenerate effect like this, in these older sets you have a lot of can't be regenerated clauses, so you want to make sure you don't walk into one of those. So 3 mana 2/2, better if the Juggernaut has dealt damage to them. Gliss's Scorn, fine sideboard card. This card is bad. 5 mana, 3/3 Infect. 6 mana, 4/4. I think regenerating is annoying enough that Drown is good. I think the problem is because it's the number of land cards in the graveyard. So I don't know. I think you have to either have a way of getting lands into the graveyard, or like you're just trying to kill a very small creature with it. I don't know if I'll play this or not, but I think it's the best card. Hearthstone, not quite Hearthstone. Reigns of Power. I think this card's pretty strong, if I remember correctly. I'm just never playing any of these cards. I don't want to pass someone a Reigns of Power, I think. Ooh, Mind Games as well. The very, very slow opposition. I don't know if I can... Which one of these cards is more unbeatable or less beatable, I guess? I'm going to hate draft this Mind Games. I don't want anyone getting this card. I'm not playing anything from this pack, so... this is terrible. This is, I guess, almost playable as a sideboard card. Temporal Spring is actually good. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. This thing is not exactly exciting. The Disciples are usually pretty solid. I'm just going to take this for the sideboard, though. I don't think I need to hate draft the Spring. This is a Hill Giant, effectively, right? I think I'm just taking this Frontier Siege. This deck is looking pretty mana intensive, and it's a good sideboard card against flyers. Right now, I have a few removal spells, but otherwise I can't really interact with flyers. I don't think this thing is anything special, so not sure if I'll main it, but to the board for now. This kind of effect can sometimes be good. 4 mana is a ton, though. Still, just going to take it. I don't know if this card is any good or not. Devastating Dreams. It seems to go very, very late. Like this is the second or third time I've seen it that late, but I don't know. I think like Sickening Dreams is pretty solid, but okay, 4 mana, 2/1, blow up an aura. That's going to hang out deep in the sideboard. So the good news is I'm pretty sure we identified the open colors. The bad news is even though our colors were relatively open, we really didn't get anything very exciting from them. Without mana fixing, I can't even play a 4 mana 4/4 like this. But that's okay. 22 cards, so I'm actually, I guess I'm main decking this Frontier Siege. I could also just play 18 lands, but sure. Actually, 6 mana 3/6 Vigilance is not completely terrible. Played too much Masters Edition. Okay. Yeah, so we have 23 pseudo playables here. Can't play this or this. Could technically try this, but I'm not going to. Probably better than the Frontier Siege. These are rabbits. You think the Frontier Siege is the worst card in the deck? It easily could be, right? Just feels like a sideboard card. Sure, I could see that. Gotta play some cards with downsides, unfortunately, sometimes. The terrible, quote-unquote terrible, red-green deck that trophied that I had, I guess technically this is black and green, that I had yesterday, I was like putting Armory of Iroas, which says whenever equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and Whisper Silk Cloak on a creature, and so I would just suit up like a 3/3. Suddenly it's a 4/4 unblockable 5/5, and then just in like 2 turns my opponent's dead. So that was pretty fun. Want to know if I can get away with 7 swamps. So I think this deck plays 10 forests if it can. Cloak is unfair and limited. Yeah, I thought it was like not extremely good just because people were passing it, but then I picked it up and I tried it. It's like, okay, this is completely uninteractive. Any board stall is just game over. think I'm going to get a bit greedy and try 10-7. Normally I would go 9-8, but I feel like I really want the green mana in this deck. I think I have to keep this, right? Like, any land lets me play the Tangle Golem. Yeah, I'm going to try keeping this. It's a bit slow. How's multicolor looking with these sets? Okay. So I feel like it's possible to pick up enough fixing because of stuff like the Ravnica bounce lands and just like some of the stuff in green. There are a lot of 3 mana. Okay, card's not too scary. I'm just gonna keep running out these forests. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like there's a decent amount of fixing, but I also feel like, oh, this is someone I think I was passing to. Okay. This is unfortunate, a slow start against this thing. I kind of need double black for this, so I might just discard this Jackalope Herd. So I think it might be the worst card here. And I can just get a creature back with the Desecrator Hag anyway. Of course, I'm going to be discarding multiple cards here, unless I top deck removal. Oh, even if I top deck like a Tragic Slip, I can't even play it and the Tangle Golem. So yeah, goodbye Jackalope Herd. Yeah, of course, right? Ugh, that land is not exciting. So I think now, just to run this thing out. Oh, technically or wait, no, never mind. I was thinking about whether or not they probably have a counter for this. Yeah, we can just Desecrator Hag and get it back. Proliferate, okay. What was I gonna say though? Ooh, what is this? So suddenly I'm discarding 2 cards. Yikes. Okay. I guess it's forest. Opponent's actually taking advantage of this thing. So even if I had played 5 forests, I couldn't like play this and rebuy the other thing. So let's play the Hag. If this thing doesn't resolve, we're in a lot of trouble. Let's see. So I'm going to be forced to... Wait. Yeah, I'm going to be forced to discard a creature no matter what. So the question is, which creature would I rather have in play? It's probably the Juggernaut. Not totally sure on that, but... Oh. Never mind. I can't keep the Juggernaut. Well, I can't play it unless I top deck a land, because I have to discard here. This is tough. So if I whiff on a land, then I'm just going to lose this thing anyway. So I really have to discard the Juggernaut. The only good news about this is we have the ability to cast any spell. Like if we top deck a Faceless Butcher, we can play that. Infect, okay. Where were you a million turns ago? And I can't even target this. So I think I attack with this. And then I need to like Reach of Shadows. So I could just play the Tangle Golem, but then I lose the Reach of Shadows. Right now I'm trading for 2 cards and setting them back quite a bit of tempo if I do it this way. Can't reach the flyer. I can, but they get to return it to their hand, so. Let's see. So the question is, do I want to do that like on upkeep? I think I'm just going to do it now. I don't want them to untap with counter mana. Not too worried about taking a couple points of poison here. Yeah, so they do that. Makes sense. You think I'm in fine shape? I think it could be worse, for sure. Oh. That's annoying. It's not, whoops. It's not as bad as the kind of rats that make you discard, but it's still not good. Hit me for 2 infect? Probably, maybe? Sure. I don't really care about infect. Okay. Just attack. Makes sense that they make that trade. And do this thing. Okay, so we can make them triple block, I guess. Not sure how likely that is to happen. I don't even know who's winning if they triple block. Oh, they do have a proliferate here, don't they? It's kind of interesting. What did they discard? They pitched... That... I guess it's not terribly threatening, but... Okay. Let's see if they triple block. I think I'd pay 1 green for this just to be funny. They're just chumping? That doesn't make sense to me. Gotta pay 1 green just to pretend. I'm sure there are reasons not to, but can't pass up on a nice library shuffle. If I like mulliganed and put a card that I would like to draw to the bottom, it's actually correct to do that shuffle, but that was just pointless. Now the opponent's staring at their infect and wither tiny creatures, just wondering what to do. Oh, yeah, so I was definitely passing to this player. That's the second solid card that we've seen from them. So I guess they were passing to me in packs 1 and 3. So I think I passed this to them and the expel in pack 2. Okay. If they want to give me an 0-1 here, and I get to keep my 3-3, I'm pretty happy about that. No blocks, that's interesting. Expected they would block. 5 forests on top now? Oh no. Alright, well fortunately it's going to be 5 forests after getting the 3-3 into play. The Odious Trowel. Yeah. The card's annoying. It's not particularly threatening here, but it is definitely annoying. So now they get to have this bounce off the Trowel, and the 2-1 infect can turn this into an 0-1. Metal Sentinel. Okay, I mean it enters untapped. Top decking spells. Yeah. They're not going to put their Regenerator on the... Okay, as predicted. Yep. Not sure we have enough stuff to do this, but we might board out our regenerate combat trick because they have wither and infect, and those things put -1/-1 counters on stuff, so it's not really easy to have regenerate be a blowout or even a playable card. So right now we can attack with the Nettle Sentinel, and on the surface it gets through 2 damage, which I guess is fine. Gotta try to win the game somehow. Might just die to 8 turns to this 1/1. Oh, they do have a spell. Grave Scrabbler, sure. That's not really playable. Ooh, that's pretty solid. So I guess I attack with both, because then I can play this post-combat and get the Nettle Sentinel trigger here, unless they trade off, which I'd be pretty happy about. But remember, I don't want to sack 2 things to this because they do have the Trow there, so I want to try to diversify threats if possible. They want to take 2 damage, be my guest. This library shuffle is definitely working out for us. This is like our 3rd spell in a row off the top. Okay. Sure. Get to gain a couple life here as well. Yeah, exactly, right? Search for an elf we don't have. Yes, let's use the ability. And even though this thing was effectively dead, we get to sack it away, turn our creature into a nice 5/5, gain 2 life. That's pretty useful. Oh, whoops, my face is in the wrong place. Just realized. There we go. That's annoying. So this, yeah, okay. Not sure how I get through all these stupid regenerators. I mean, that's one way to do it, right? So let's think about this. I can Melancholy hit the 1/1 flyer. It doesn't really do that much at this point. Or I can Melancholy hit this thing, and this thing blocks as a 2/2, which means trades for the Nettle Sentinel, and, well, it doesn't even trade because you can just regenerate it, so I guess I need to lock that thing down, just attack with all. Not exactly winning the race, but it's fine. Maybe I leave the 3/3 back, or maybe I even leave, maybe I leave the Nettle Sentinel back. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah. Let's just do this. The one thing they can do if I make this attack is they can double block here and then regenerate, and then just start regenerating there. I think I'm still okay with that. Attack with this next turn. Okay, they are not going for that. That makes me happy. Take 3 damage then. Close game for sure, and remember I have to play every spell I draw if I can, because if I don't, then this thing is just going to make me discard it. Even if I draw land, I should be playing those, just like them. They should not necessarily be playing that. Let's draw Crypt Rats. Seems solid. Yeah, that would just like win me the game if I timed it right. Okay, I'm not sure about this play, but I will take it. And by take it, I mean accept the trade, not take the damage. So now I'm just dealing them 3 every turn. I'm gonna draw like Faceless Butcher and Cry, because I now don't really have double black. Oh my god, why did I say that? Oh my god. So I have to play, or I have to pay a black for the melancholy, or it goes away. And then, yeah. Never lucky. It's like one of my better draws here too, now it's just gone. How terrible that the turn I said that, I had to draw it too. If they didn't attack with the 1/1, I think I let the melancholy go away so I can play the butcher, but of course they did make the attack. They drew another land, by the way. Yeah, maybe someday I'll learn. Okay, that was much better than the last draw. And actually better than a Colossal Dreadmaw would be here too while I'm at it, so. Okay, bounce off. Yeah, the opponent's definitely flooding pretty hard, but I don't know. Maybe this is the only good card in their deck. Oh, yeah. So now they have to leave the 1/1 Witherback or they're dead on board. I'm enjoying this. Never lucky once again. I would have had lethal if I didn't pay for that, but not going to worry about that. Can even go for the BM play of destroying your regenerator, because then if they regenerate it, it's tapped. So, still lethal. Okay. Yes, I have drawn only spells. That is that is true. Now I actually get to keep the Asphyxiate in my hand, which is pretty nice. Okay, they finally drew a spell. Sack a thing. If a goblin is sacked this way, so I don't want to sack a goblin. You're not a goblin, are you? No. So now we can just guarantee we have lethal by not paying for this and making that play that I described earlier as BM. No. Drew the swamp anyway, who cares? So now they can regenerate this. If they do, then it's tapped, we hit them for damage and they die. Okay. Cool. See what they're... Anything in chat? Surprisingly, no salty message after them only drawing lands and I only drew spells. But Randall, you called it. Of all people, you called it. You were like, hey, you're not in bad shape. This is fine. Okay. Easy game. We might actually bring in this Psychotic Haze against this player. They only showed me the one flyer, so I'm not even in love with the Frontier Siege. Let's try this card. Wait, this thing is sick. They make me discard it, and then suddenly I get a 2-mana discount on it. Yeah, that's true. Valid. So let's take out the Mending Touch. Like I said, they have a bunch of -1 stuff, so it's not super exciting. But I actually think this thing, like, they had 4 1 toughness creatures, so classic 4-mana 1 damage effect might even be good. Okay, there it is. I'm keeping this, even with no early plays. We've got both colors of mana, and yeah, if they have the 1/1 flyer, we get to Psychotic Haze them. Nobody likes getting hazed. I'm a college student, I would know. Nah, just kidding. Another swamp. Don't actually have too many swamps on the deck, but it's fine. This is a great hand. Yeah. I really hope they have the flyer. Is that bad? I really hope they have it. If they have a counter spell and I'm able to madness the thing out, then I'm going to regret everything. Oh, they're starting on triple black here. So maybe they don't. No plays. Okay. Well, if they're not playing anything, I'm going to run out the Strider Harness. Okay. So they just drew the island, presumably. What is this? Oh, it's just another card I passed to them, of course. Okay. Part of me is tempted to play this herd, even though it's inevitably going back to my hand, just because making them pay to keep this alive just seems hilarious. By the way, clear shot, not a combo with the Jackalope herd. Yeah, I think they're pretty terrible too. If you know the 2-mana 3/2 from whatever it's called, Throne of Eldraine, where you can pay Chittering Rats. I mean, it doesn't matter what I put to the top, so. Okay. So now, I don't really need to do anything. If I attack, I mean, I could go for the Psychotic Haze. That seems awful. So let's just pass. Whoops. Sorry about that. Phone ringing on stream is never fun. I think my plan here is just hold up the Reach of Shadows. I don't really care about the Strider Harness equip. I would rather make it so if my opponent bounces this, then I'm able to kill something or have some kind of turn. Because remember, I can't use the Clear Shot because this just goes back to my hand. The Clear Shot does nothing. And I don't need to use the Faceless Butcher yet, so you can just be patient. They have to dump 2 mana into this thing anyway, so we'll be fine. Sure. Don't much care about that for now. So now maybe my play is Faceless Butcher, exile this thing. This goes back to my hand and then I just equip this and it's a 3/4 and they still have no attacks. I think that's like fine. It's a little bit aggressive, but it's not too bad. Basically a 3/3. Oh, another passive turn. Yeah, that I think that makes sense too. But I don't know. I feel like we have sort of 3 removal spells in hand. And I like being able to cast my spells, which I now can do. What was I going to say though? Yeah, the 2-mana 3/2 Piranha or Mermaid from Throne of Eldraine. You just pay 2 mana and it loses Defender. I feel like that's so much better of a card than this. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I can play that eventually. But for now, still playing the very exciting game of passing the turn. Not interested in running out of 5-mana 3/3. Oh, they just had enough. Man, they just like didn't care. I wonder why they stopped paying. I don't really know. I mean, attacking doesn't do anything. Pay this exactly, or play, whatever I'm saying. And then next turn we can start attacking, maybe even get somewhere. This is extremely slow though. Leaden Fists. That's not a combo with Regenerate. That is not a combo with Regenerate at all. Fog Elemental. That's actually not bad though. I think I can discard the Haze and the Herd, and even the Marrow Chomper doesn't seem spectacular to me here. Yeah. No, sadly. Now they know about my technology, but it's okay. Yeah, so this just doesn't do anything. This is just an onboard 2-for-1. I think I'm going to play the Night Soil Kami because I can just Reach of Shadows this or Clear Shot or whatever next turn. And then the thing is like locked down for good. Ooh, you know it would be a great play? Using a 5 or 4... I'm sorry, using a 4 toughness creature and clear shotting this mid-combat. But I can only really use one of those. Or I can only attack with one is what I meant. There's the needle thingy, just in time for them. This is a bit awkward. I think I'm just going to use the Reach of Shadows on this. A Reach kills a flyer. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to discard cards in my hand currently. So let's just get this thing out of here. I don't think I want or need to re-equip. And then next turn we can like go Summit Apes attack with the Strider Harness. I think that's like pretty solid. I don't have a good block on it. I don't understand why they put this on here. Like, I mean, I guess it was going to go away, but still. Now I'll equip this here. Just trade these two. Okay, that's a deal. Now let's equip this one, I guess. Let's equip this one. Gonna have a nice clear shot attack here. Could play this Juggernaut. I don't really know if it matters. It feels like they're just gonna die. I guess they need to double block this. Yeah, actually let's do this. They double block this and they lose both their creatures. Could probably be attacking with everything here. Whoops. Just take 6. Okay. Sure. I don't think it matters what happens. I think we're going to attack like this. I'm assuming they're putting the 3/2 here, and they'll just put... Oh, they can't put a 4/4 on this. I mean, I guess they can put the regenerate thing on it, but... I can probably attack with all. I think this is fine. So now I get to pump this and get this locked down. So yeah, this is just like very much game over. Yeah, so they regenerate it, which doesn't matter because now it's locked down forever because of the leaden fists. And then this thing dies and this thing dies. So they go to 14 and I've got 4 creatures on board. Yeah. Probably re-equip here. I don't think it matters. And yeah, this is a lethal threat. And then 6 + 5 + 3. Is that exactly 14? So that's a lethal threat. Okay. It's not terrible. I mean, they still die. Yeah. Yeah. So they just put the thing on top of my library, which means I still have the 2 ways of killing them. So let's see if they concede or not, because... Hey! Good to see you, Nate. I don't know, Randall and Nate, if you guys are acquainted, but you're both frequently trophy leaders in these kind of like side events for Limited, the alternative play calendar. Nate the Snake is Monsieur Verdu, who's currently at like 8 trophies or something in this format, something absurd. And Randall is KTO in Magic Online, usually pretty high up there too, but I think he just heard that Chaos is happening, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so I kept this hand. It's not exactly the best hand I've ever seen, but there are some decent cards in it somewhere. Irish Soda. Okay, pass turn. 2 mana 1/2, attacks each turn of able. Not exactly the scariest card ever. Do I even want to try to sort of 2-for-1 them with the clear shot? Guess I might as well. I have to attack on the ground really, so otherwise I'm not doing anything. But this is a pretty weak use for a clear shot. They're just going for it. I think I should do this. It uses my mana. It's just like it's technically kind of a 2-for-1, but it just feels bad. I could see that play being terrible in hindsight. Okay. Good news here is paid off a little bit. Pay 2 life. Ooh, Slash Panther, okay. Does that count as red? I don't think it does. But I think my play here, this is tough. I guess my option, I can just see if it lets me target it. Oh, it does look like it's red. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed, but good to know. I can just play Strider Harness and equip. That actually seems solid. So they can give this +1/+1 as well. If I don't have to spend the Reach of Shadows, then I'm pretty happy about that. Sure. Okay. Maybe I will reach that guy instead. If I play the Gnarled Mass, then this thing turns into a creature. This is annoying. So if they draw planes, like if I play the Gnarled Mass, I re-equip, then I have a 4/4. They can't attack into it on the surface, but then they have this thing and this thing. They can equip either of those and attack, so I guess I'm just passing here, and I'm planning on trying to get them to pump, and then I'm going to use the Reach of Shadows, but don't love this play. Okay, nice. They didn't attack with both, so now hopefully get to sort of get them here. Opponent's like, what? Oh. And re-equip, makes sense. Sure, so now I guess I run out this 6/4, which can block the 3/3. If they re-equip to the 3/3, then it's kind of annoying. I think it's still fine. It is a 3/3 first strike, I believe. Yeah, card's not bad. Yeah, so we take 4 here, but good news is we get to hit them back for 7 unless they re-equip again. And even if they do, I think I'm okay with that. They did not re-equip again. Okay. So now... Oh. I mean, to block this, maybe I just have to leave this on defense. Oh, this has Swamp Walk too, which means it's eventually going to kill me. So I guess now... Oh. Actually, I should have done this a bit differently, but it's fine. Now I can re-equip here. Hit for 3, and then put the thing back there. Classic waste of an equip. Now I have blocks for anything except for the Threader. Rip the clear shot. The other thing would be pecking me too, though, hitting me for 2 a turn off the equipment. Sure. I accept. Also, why didn't you attack with the unblockable one? That made no sense. Okay, well... So this is going to trade for 2 creatures if it attacks. And then I get to play the Marrow Chomper. I can spend 6 mana playing the Chomper and the Sentinel. Yeah, no, that seems solid for sure. Part of me wonders, do I even want to trade? Maybe my play is... Could Melancholy this 3/3 first strike, and then attack for 9? That seems good, right? and then play this thing and give it haste. Yeah, I think I like that. So Melancholy U. Attack for several damage. Gwillian Hedgemage and the 4th Bridge Prowler, but only for the Harpy. Got it. Okay. It's not a lot of life, opponent. And so, let's see. I think re-equipping is fine. Yeah, there's no reason not to do this, I don't think. Actually, there probably is, but I don't care. If they forgot about Swamp Walk twice in a row, then I'm good with that. This is a lethal threat now, and this is actually going to be a lethal threat too, so it gets Devour 2. We're going to sack this. It's going to get +1/+1. Yuck. That thing is terrifying. Oh, if they make this play, then they just die. Nice. Okay. Didn't lose the game. I did my math wrong. Oh wait, no. I don't want to. I have to undo this. So this thing stays tapped. I need exactly 6 mana to play and equip, so no. Whew, that was a little scary. This would work too. But this is cooler. Untap the Sentinel. Beat the Angel, hard to do. Yeah, this thing is disgusting. Yes, let's untap it. Sack this. As long as I don't mess this up. Which I was pretty close to doing, but didn't quite do. Yay. Alright, got him. I gotta read this thing. Artifacts too. Why does this exist? Okay, well, we can't beat that card ever. Whoops, wrong button. Oh, Butcher wouldn't work. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for, God, alerting me to that. That would have been so sad. Yeah, no, I think I got lucky, but realistically it's not happening twice. They showed me like one flyer, right? I just beat that card ever. Okay, yeah, I understand that what I said made no sense because it did just happen, but what I meant was realistically, like, I don't know, that felt extremely lucky to me. But I appreciate the support, guys. Okay, so yeah, I don't think the Frontier Siege is good enough. Saddest siege in the cycle, probably. Yeah, okay, I'm on board for that. Let's just run it back. Be fine. Strider Harness, MVP. The thing lethal if I didn't sack anything? I don't remember. I don't think it was. Oh, it actually was. Yeah, no, I didn't need to sack. I had 2 and 4 power, so that's exact lethal too. Didn't have a good look. Twin Strike on the side, no fixing at all. Yeah, I do have no fixing. I'm going to keep this, even though it's really quite poor. Ditch a Forest. Just don't want to go to 5. But yeah, I'll let you take a look at the sideboard here. Twin Strike was my pack 1 pick 1 actually. Yeah, I think, would you just like play 2 mountains in this deck and just jam it? I don't know. It sounds like you really, really like the card. Okay, well that's going to deal me a ton of damage here, unless we draw a 2-drop. Nope. I don't think it matters what we play. Actually, Swamp is better. We do have the 1 double black removal spell on 3. We might just be running out 4 mana 2/2 here, sad as that is. 2 with 18 lands? Yeah, maybe. That is the exact card I was talking about, but I can't destroy this for obvious reasons, so I guess we're just dead. Maybe they play something good here. I mean, that is good. I am going to kill it, but I'm still taking 3 a turn. Yikes. Maybe this hand just wasn't a keep. Maybe I was supposed to go to 5. Deck seems pretty darn aggressive. Killing 2 creatures at instant speed is rather nice. Good to know. I'll think about that. Rift Sweeper. Okay, I just have to play that here. It's actually a pretty good draw, all things considered. Get to block the 2 mana 3/1, kill the 3/3. Actually, I can't kill the 3/3. First strike, I have to kill the 2/1 Swamp Walk or I lose the game, unfortunately. Okay, if they make this play, then I'm just going to kill it this way. Should probably clear shot now. That's valid. I could see that. That was probably a better play, yeah. There's not really any reason to wait. I was thinking maybe I could eat something in combat, but nothing had 2 power there, so no. Sure. I accept. Okay, can't take that. Kind of hit too many more times. I think I need to save this Desecrator Hag. I'll just run out these things. Juggernaut is sweet. It's going, or the card's doing pretty well for me, right? All right, now I go for the classic Randall play of paying the extra 2 mana for no reason. And that, it's actually a Moto bug, and it puts like 8 spells to the top of your library. Now it's just the Abyss? Yeah, pretty much, right? It works, I was there. Alright, 8 spells to the top. Feels nice. Feels pretty good. Oh. I'm gonna take it. Is that... I think it's fine to take it. Oh, that's pretty annoying. Well, that's an answer to this. So I guess I'm just gonna start taking some beats from the 1/4 Vigilance. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a good draw for them. Okay. Attack. We have this thing next turn anyway, so it's not completely terrible. Get back a Rift Sweeper. Wait, they just didn't block? Okay. This is the second time today I've put a Melancholy on the Opal champion. I think, unless I did it last round too, then it's number 3. Okay, they gain a life. I wonder if they're going to start blocking with the Protector. You probably wouldn't trade 2 damage for 1. Um, I'm not sure how much it matters. Okay, well now I won't because I have the Butcher. I don't think I play the Hag anymore either, so I want to get value from the Butcher. That said, I don't want to give them more draws toward their 6 mana 4/4 flyer. Yeah, they did take it for no reason. So, Nate, are you saying you would just sit here then? You just wouldn't run out the Hag and hit them for 2? It's not exactly an exciting play, but I think it's my best way to win. I think I'm going to do it. It feels pretty bad. It's probably wrong. You could see waiting a couple turns. I could see that being 100% correct, but I'm going to do this anyway. I can't even play the Faceless Butcher until I draw another Swamp, and I only have... It is barely a 2/2 for sure. But the deal is now, like, I don't know. I feel like if I don't kill them quickly, I just don't kill them at all. Blah. Okay, well, now I lose the game, I guess. Oh, I had a creature. Yeah. Yeah, no, I had the Rift Sweeper. Yeah, so unfortunately the 1 damage from this actually did matter, because now if they hit me with this, it doesn't matter if I go for the Faceless Butcher play next turn. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you lose to an unbeatable Magic card. Sometimes you beat it, though. Technically, I should play the Rift Sweeper, but the game's over, so whatever. Just see if they attack. Opponent is not ghosting, unless they just decided ghosting that turn. Not a terrible attempt at surviving this. Like, I thought we were dead about, I don't know, 5 turns ago. Oh, that card makes me sad. Makes me feel like I'm playing, whatever you call it, Theros and it's freaking Dream Trawler or something. Time for some Twin Strike, maybe. You think so? I'll let you take a look at the deck. There are definitely some stinkers that I am not happy about playing. Gotta beat them faster. Yeah. I don't really think I win the late game with this deck either, which makes me feel like... Yeah, which makes me feel like Twin Strike is not my best option. God. I don't think this is good enough either. This kills the... This actually kills 2 or 3 of their creatures. I think it might be good enough. Kills the 2-mana 3/1, kills the 2-mana 2/1 Swamp Walk, kills the Flare Husk thing. Maybe a couple others too. Not totally sure what to take out. Take out like a Jackalope Herd. Might be too slow. Go for the 1 with nothing, then top deck Twin Strike. Easy. Or go for Twin Strike and then hold priority 1 with nothing. That would work. Yeah, probably no Twinny. Yeah, unfortunate, but I think it's probably correct as well. I'm going to take out this Herd. Is that insane? Let's take out the Toxic Nym. Let's keep the Herd. Okay. Phyrexian Juggernaut is actually pretty solid. If they didn't have an answer for it, I think they would have lost. Play first. This hand is not fast, but I'm keeping it. One with nothing's not an instant? I thought it was. Now I have to check. Yes. Very relevant, by the way, that it is an instant. Okay, let's keep dropping some forests. Oh, that was bad, because Yeah, no, that was very bad. Should have been a swamp because this doesn't change the... Yeah, now if I draw exactly a 3-drop, then this feels terrible that the Tragic Slip is in my hand. Otherwise, it's fine, but if I draw a 3-drop, then big old facepalm. Even better combo card? Yeah. Okay. No facepalms. Feels good. Get out of here. Turn 4, we have a 7-drop incoming. Yeah. Sure. I mean, there's another good hit for the Psychotic Haze. Drawing lands is not good. If they just have a Recumbent Bliss, I think I lose. Or that. That is also backbreaking. Okay. I'm gonna start dropping some forests in case we hit the Gravedigger. Obviously no reason to attack to a 0-3. Yeah, they are shameless. Their deck is solid, I'll give them that. I don't think I'm supposed to win this match. Like, even if I do, I think their deck is just better than mine. Radis. I don't think I'm going to run it out. I think the element of surprise is pretty important here. Yeah. Blah. Instantly dead. So now I get to distract them with the Crypt Rats. Give myself an out of drawing a swamp while I hold up the Reach of Shadows. City's Blessing. Super relevant here. Okay. Block. I would need 5 swamps? I'm confused. And I need 4? Oh, to do both? Sure. I meant like this turn I'm holding up the Reach. I think I just have to take 3 damage here. Yeah, that's fair. That said, I could go for the 4 swamp thing. Oh no, never mind, because then it's untapped. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I need to take this damage. I can't beat this card. I was making jokes earlier about how I said I can't beat it ever, and then I did, but I think I'm just dead. Okay, well. Do I want to play this thing? Maybe I don't. Let's just take another 3 damage. Who even cares, right? Probably don't play it. Yeah, there's like 0 reason to play it, so I don't think I will. Maybe I take 3 damage one more time. Yeah, it does deal damage to me, so there's an argument for blocking and activating twice here. Problem is I feel like they have 5 spells in hand, and I am on 10 lands, so I think I need to make them wait. $11 lands? I've hit a land drop every turn. Well, I guess if I have to lose to this thing, this is the game to do it. Yeah, once more. Yeah, the only problem is, like, I take the damage, or I block, and then I double activate, and then they just go nuts. Okay. Well, I'm happy I get to kill something for free, I guess. Oh wait, I do have to activate 3 times. Because damage doesn't go on the stack. If I just activate this twice, then I kill my own rats and nothing happens. Yeah, then activate for 3. Yes, that is correct. I don't think it matters if I like hold priority or do anything fancy. Okay. Now they play anything else. Okay, that's not the most threatening card. Okay. Can still block the 1/4 vigilance. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I have 11 lands, so I can play this. And then next turn we get to play this and shuffle the library as we do. Okay. This thing is going to deal me 2 a turn. Yeah. So now I need to look for another removal spell. Oh, it's Summoning Sick, of course. Oh my god. Land number 12. Well. You love damage on the stack? I don't think that means something's wrong with you. I think that just means... Nope. Okay. I think that just means you're old school. I think damage on the stack is sweet. Just increases the complexity, which is good for people who want to think, but maybe bad for beginners. I think I have to take the 2 here. Whoa, what's going on? All right. Shameless plug in, and we are out. Uh-oh. Wizards of the Coast person, and I actually had this card in my deck yesterday in the red-green crap deck. I'm going to keep this hand. It's 1 land away from being good. Okay. Nate, I want you to estimate for me. You're already up to 9 trophies, right? If you dropped every time you lost a match, how many trophies do you think you would have? Would it be over like 12? Nice. Okay. Yeah, well, definitely glad to have you around. Oh, another Flayer Husk. Is this the same player? The different username? Nice. Forest is probably the best draw, other than a 2-drop into a forest. But yeah, definitely glad to have you guys around his company. Probably around 12 to 13. Oh, God. Wow. Yeah. With the exception, or if I don't count this one, I've done 6 drafts total, and 3 of them have trophied, so not a terrible win rate. Come on. What was I going to say? Ooh, Crypt Rats for 1 looking good here. Win rate is good, but not 80% like the second to last iteration. Yeah, right now my win rate was at 80 before the last draft, and now it's under 80. I think I have to block. Like, it's probably just some kind of +2/+2. I do have the Crypt Rats, though. That makes me not want to block. You got me. I'm going to give you credit for it. 3 of 6 is great. Yeah, I I had a great start, and now oh, we did it. Yes, we got him. Oh my god, Crypt Rats. Had a great start to the format, and then kind of went downhill from there. Boop. Gotcha. But I said downhill from there. Downhill from there means like 2-1 into like whatever this is going to be. Either a 1-2 or another 2-1. Puts a counter on it? Is that right? Oh, it makes a 1-1 flyer. Okay. This is 2 to equip, my friend. You cannot do this yet. Yeah. They were trying, though. They tried. Not sure about this Jackalope herd. I'm just playing this thing. Go for the mandatory. Actually, I'm not going to go for the library shuffle this time, and now I'm going to draw 10 lands because of it, just because I want to bluff a combat trick. Not sure how relevant that is, but we'll see. Man, Crypt Rats for 1. Still more value. If they equip the 2-1, I'm going to block. Well, maybe not. They did represent a trick earlier, so they probably do have one. Maybe I'm just fine with that being traded away, though. Okay, they didn't make that one. Or that trade, I should say. They didn't equip either. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to clear shot that this turn. Question is, when? I'm gonna get greedy. Okay. Boop, I guess. Come on. You have a plus. Nice. So did they seriously just not have a combat trick earlier? When they bluffed? It's probably technically better to put the clear shot on this. Not aware of too many. I guess they could have had like a +3/+1 for 1 mana or something. Not sure. I think this Jackalope herd's about to be pretty solid, just because it's the last spell in my hand. Okay. No equip either. That's extremely suspicious. I think I'm just going to attack with the 2/3. See what's up here. Like a Divine Verdict, maybe? They're just taking it. Okay, well, I hope you don't have a Wrath, but if you do, you got me. Flyer? Attack with both land Wrath? No. Measly 74% win rate, 24. Oh my god, 24 drafts. I'm probably pretty close to 74 now from like 2-1ing the last time and probably 2-1ing or one. I mean, I either 2-1ing or 1-2ing here. But yeah, 74%. Obviously, for those of you in chat who might not be acquainted, still very good. Like if you think around 2/3 is like decent. Yeah, did run into some spicy rares. Yeah, I think I can relate to that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to attack with all here. Maybe this is pretty close. We'll attack with this thing. If they have like choking fumes, that would be a punish for attacking with all. And I don't want to trade this off. I don't know. I think I'm playing this a little too scared. A little too conservatively. But regardless, I'm going to drop the Jackalope herd here in a minute, I think. Maybe not, because... Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. They have like a first strike trick. Yeah. Dusk Rider Falcon. That's a magic card, I guess. So now they prevent 2 damage and deal the 2 damage back here. Sure. I don't want to play too scared, but I think I can afford to play around a... I'm not going to play around a Wrath in the dark. Whatever. If you have the Wrath, then you got me. But I'm banking on you not having a Wrath. Played against 3, never play around Wraths. Okay. How about when you've seen it? In the dark, sure. Yeah, okay. Or at least in chaos. Sure. I agree with those amendments. Oh no. Here it is. Nope. It's a Maka. So now they have to chump 4/5, trade for the 3/3, go to 1, and then we replay the Summit Apes. This bounces to our hand, and we replay that too. So yay, storm count 2. Wrath. Okay. So that Crypt Rats, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was like sort of a 3-for-1. And they had 2 more X1s after that too. So I guess this is another Psychotic Haze matchup. They're leaning pretty aggressive, so I think we can take out the Toxic Nim again. The Jackalope thing actually impressed me quite a bit there. And I think that's probably all. Hopefully this will just be another... Have you been playing PTQs, by the way? No, it's actually been a long time since I've entered those. This is pretty bad, but I'm going to keep it anyway. Got good mana, good draws, and I like keeping medium 7s rather than mulliganing for exciting 6s. I definitely should. I'll think about it. I mean, the reason I've been staying away is just because I play a bit of Friendly Sealed at the start of every set, kind of just to get a feel for it, especially if I'm thinking about going to a pre-release or something like that. I'm going to be a little mana inefficient here. Play the Nettle Sentinel so I can get in for 2 and then untap it with the Rift Sweeper next turn. Oh, I should have played Swamp there. That was incorrect. It's a grind, but it pays off. Of course, depends on your free time. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like cards like Kiora Best the Sea God and like Dream Trawler actively make me want to avoid playing what is going on here. I am totally happy to trade this off. Okay. Sure. Fool me once, shame on you, whatever. Fortunately, this says enchanted, not equipped, because otherwise I'd be in a lot of trouble, potentially. Yes. Yeah, Theros is not your favorite. Playing every second PTQ is realistic even without too much time investment. Yeah, I can see that. I like Friendly Sealed a decent amount because it's got the best EV on Magic Online, but the problem is, I mean, the payoff is pretty low, so I don't have much of a reason to do it. It's not very exciting. Oh, please make 2 1/1s. Or X1s. Yes. Okay, this is good. It's not quite Crypt Rats, but it's still pretty good. Yeah. Eldraine was guess. It was okay. I liked M20 a lot in terms of sealed. It felt like a pretty fair set to me. The last one I really liked before that was all the way back to like Dominaria, so it's been a while. I'm going to use the Reach of Shadows here because it's mana efficient. Even if it's not as good. I used to like sealed that much as a format. Or not to like sealed that much. Yeah. No, I agree. Sealed definitely. It's one of those formats that most people look at and they're like, oh, this is all about what cards you open and variants and whatever. And like, in my opinion, it's not 100% false, but at the same time, there's so much more to sealed than like, did you open Dream Trawler and Kiora Best the Sea God? It's, which colors are deepest? Like, which cards make sense? Can you afford to play a really defensive card in your aggressive deck if it's a good card? Like, you know, the interesting decisions are what I like about it. What do you do? Becomes blocked. Well, I think I should Melancholy this. And I think I have to trade these off, unfortunately. Maybe... I'm not totally sold on this. I think it's right. I think I'm just losing this game. There's a lot of room. Yeah, sideboarding is definitely fun. Sometimes I find that sideboarding is not very interesting, but that's just when you don't have a deep enough pool to really have a sideboard. So yeah, I think I just have to trade away for this thing here, unfortunately. Otherwise they can equip, and I can't really afford to race in this spot. Just have to try to trade away resources. I think playing Forest was better than Swamp there, by the way. Marginally. Happy not to have to grind through Kioras and Trawlers for this reason. Oh, you got there for the second time in the very last Eldraine PTQ. So when you say you got there, you mean you qualified for the finals? Because I feel like the finals is just about as much of a grind as the prelims. Unless you're saying you got there in the PTQ finals, which would be amazing too. I think they were supposed to equip there. Yeah. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but still. No, you won the PTQ? Wow. For the second time, too. That's, yeah, very, very impressive. Congrats to you. Yeah. Hope game 3 doesn't look like this, so we might end up 1-2 here. And it did kind of feel like a 1-2 sort of deck. Nothing particularly amazing about this, but I mean, we have outs to win. I don't want to get too down on our chances yet, but it doesn't feel great. If you can do it, I can do it too. I'm gonna say you have a bit more experience. Oh, really? Wait. Dealt to any target. So you're saving this to deal the damage there to put the counters onto... Okay, I guess that's decent. It might be better just to kill my Nettle Sentinel, but this way you have a big flyer, I guess. Or a 3-3, that works too. Yeah, no, I guess their play is solid. And now I take 6 and I just die next turn, almost no matter what. Yikes. This is a strange play, but I guess it makes sense mostly. So I guess Clear Shot gets us out of this. Okay, I'm starting to understand the whole calling cards thing. I'm starting to understand what that's about. This is the only out in my deck. So I have to play it here. Target creature I control, that. Shoot that down, block here, go to 2. Whee! We're still almost definitely dead, but the fact that I just made that call is pretty cool, I think. So yeah, they shoot me for 1. Guess I should have played a land to reduce suspicion. Sick call, yeah. Not terrible, right? 2 cards, yeah, they just play any. Oh, yeah. That sort of counts as 2 lethal threats now. So I need a blocker. That was probably one of my best draws too. So that gets back, I guess, Rift Sweeper. We should be dead, by the way. Not saying that the opponent punted necessarily, but just feels like we should not have survived this long. So these 2 are tied. Let's get the one that's a bit better. Now they don't even have an attack with both. This is exiled. Why is this exiled? Oh, they exiled it to the Shining Shoal. Yeah, I don't want to put that in their graveyard. Oh, but I had to? Okay, well, whatever. Wait, did it shuffle it into their deck? No! I just put a good card back in their deck. Oh, that actually... Maybe that was a reason to get Nettle Sentinel there. Holy crap. That's actually really... I mean, it's unfortunate. Oh, Iroas. So now they have Menace. So now they attack with both. They deal me 1 for sure. And then I need to draw another blocker or I'm dead. This is a really fancy Goblin War Drums, by the way, if anyone knows that card. Oh, wait, what? Oh, prevent all damage? Oh, it's no longer just a Goblin War Drums. It's actually a bit better than that. And yeah, even if I play a blocker here, the 1/1 that I can't block is, yeah. Yup. Okay, so we gotta watch out for Iroas. So their deck is pretty aggressive. Destroy all enchantments doesn't really work on indestructible ones. Iroas is not an aura, by the way. Yeah, I think we're running this back. Gonna have to hope we draw it a bit better. Okay, we're gonna keep this. It's a bit of a mana hungry hand, but mana of both colors to start Hardy Veteran on 2 isn't the worst. If we trade it off, we can hag it back. Okay. Go. Got a 1 mana 1/1 flyer. Sure. It's probably not even unplayable in this format. 3 mana 2/3 is actually a pretty nice draw here. Just a nice curve filler. I'm gonna hope we draw like 3 lands in a row and then no more lands, but still nice to have another solid creature in play. They just F6 here? No. What do you do? Okay, so Crypt Rats is going to be good here, but we don't have to let them know about that just yet. It's been a good medium archetype from you. I love blue-white flyers in general. I think Chaos is where I started playing blue-white flyers the most, but it's just rarely opened for me. So if we hit land 4, this says combat damage target creature would deal. So yeah, that doesn't matter. Oh, never lucky. So here's a question. Do I play out the Crypt Rats? I don't think I do. I don't think it really gains me any kind of advantage, so I'm just going to wait. They have a ton of X1s in their deck, so if I can get them to run out a couple more, I'd be pretty happy with the results here. And we're winning this race by quite a bit, obviously. 4 mana. Oh, that card. That card is pretty good. Yeah. That kind of thing's always nice. Okay, forest. So, a couple options now. Crypt Rat's not looking amazing in the face of this thing. This thing's just very good, though. This can attack, but doesn't really do anything by attacking. Totally a free attack, by the way. Yeah. Wait. I said it didn't do anything by attacking, but they just exposed... Oh my god, they just exposed themselves to the Crypt Rats. That was... Okay, that was secretly quite good. And this thing even lives. Okay, that was pretty good. Take another 3 for 1 there. 5 mana 3/3. Okay. How does this work? Target creature can't block. I think we're just leaving everything back. I guess the block from the opponent did make sense. Yeah, no, it did make a lot of sense. It was just a free attack on my part. I just happened to have one card that punished them. Punished them pretty badly at that, but still. Living weapon. Okay. Desecrator Hag. We might be using the Desecrator Hag here. Attack for 3. Deal. Yeah, we're gonna have a large Marrow Chomper. Ooh, I could just... It's actually pretty awkward that they didn't trade off here. I guess the 3 mana 2/3 is just never doing anything here, so we'll just play a 5 mana 5/5. That's fine. Alternately, I could sack both. If I sack both, I have a 7/7. You know what? We're gonna get a little bit greedy here. I'm gonna go all in. They do get to make the 7/7 unable to block, but we're gaining 4 life anyway, so. Seven, go. I don't know what's going on here, but I think they're re-equipping anyway, so it's just a free attack. Yeah. Yep. Okay, that is absurd. We. All right, well, we did, assuming nothing unbelievable happens here, we did manage to pull out 2-1 with this deck, which is pretty nice. They just conceded. Yeah, okay, I'm not even going to send them the shameless plug. 2-1 with a pretty dubious deck. We almost even won the match we lost. The Great Escape. Pretty much, right?